Now that I've gotten my hands on some cheeky icon squad files for FIFA 21, trust me, there are some big plans in the works. Considering they all start their careers automatically in the free agency, I've made it my mission to return these icons to their former clubs where they well and truly made a name for themselves, carved an undeniable legacy, or just brought them back to where it all began, the start of their footballing careers. Yes, that means the Arsenal Invincibles are reuniting, AC Milan's legends return to the San Siro in abundance. As always, you know how we're doing things over here. We're simulating through the seasons to see how the reintroduction of icons in career mode impacts the footballing climate, what results go down, and who wins the major honours. We're taking control of Manchester City because, let's face it, they don't have any icons or club legends to boast about, so it was our safest bet.
A little bit naughty, that.
It's crazy. I've actually got live footage of all of Man City's icons on one team. It's as beautiful as Pep Guardiola's hairline.
You naughty, naughty.
Here's a little introduction to the Hall of Fame. Prepare yourselves because they're back with a bang, and this is going to be one lengthy list. All 100 icons, they've jumped back into the game, some within their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, and we're starting off with Arsenal, Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, Marc Overmars, Ashley Cole, Sol Campbell, Ian Wright, Robert Pires, and Patrick Vieira. They've made their return to North London, and I'm sure Arsenal are going to thrive. The man himself, JJ Okocha, so good they named him twice. He's going to return to Bolton. Spent a lot of time at the club in the top flight, and it was only right. In League 2, let's see if he can carry them up all the way back to the Premier League. We now move on to Chelsea. Didier Drogba. Michael Ballack, Michael Essien, Frank Lampard, of course, Mr. Chelsea himself, Claude Makelele, Gianfranco Zola, Pierre Cech, and Marcel Desailly. He probably has one of the best laughs in the world. It's contagious, I swear. Chelsea are going to be looking like a real threat in the Premier League. Alongside Arsenal, London has been lit up with their former stars of yesteryear. And last season's champions, Liverpool, welcome back the returns of their Ballon d'Or winner, Michael Owen, the English striker with one of the most boring and redundant commentary and punditry ever.
They should outscore him. When they don't score, they hardly ever win, and that's their problem.
Ian Rush, the Welsh target man, is also in the mix, and it's Mr. Liverpool himself, Stevie G, or as others like to say, Slippy G. Never won a title with Liverpool, so maybe he can come back to rectify that. We have Kenny Dalglish, who was both a player and a manager for Liverpool in his time. Brace yourselves, United fans. George Best, Edwin van der Sar, Nemanja Vidic, brand new to FIFA 21, Rio Ferdinand reuniting, Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, Kasper Schmeichel, no, Peter Schmeichel, and to top it off, Ryan Giggs and Ruud van Nistelrooy. If these players can't win the title for United in the modern era, I don't know who can. A main legend for Newcastle. He's considered a god to most Magpie fans. It's Alan Shearer, the now 49-year-old, returning to serve his time at St. James's Park. Bobby Moore, not only a legend for West Ham, but for the whole country. He was the captain of that World Cup winning squad all those years ago. We move over to Germany with Lothar Matthäus. We've gifted him back to Bayern Munich. He's made a comeback at nearly 60 years of age. And now on over to Italy, it is Javier Zanetti. He makes his return to Inter. He's now working with the club, the Argentine in the higher-ups on the board. Christian, aka Bobo Vieri, the Italian striker, made a massive name for himself at Inter. And Samuel Eto'o, we had so many options with this guy. We could have put him on Barcelona, but I decided to go with Inter. Lazio surprisingly have a couple on this list. We have Miroslav Klose, the German who broke the World Cup record, he's the highest goal scorer, and Juan Veron, a player which we could have placed at United, but in order to balance things out, I wanted to give Lazio some love. Boys, if you thought United and Arsenal were stacked with icons, brace yourselves for AC Milan. Franco Baresi, Paolo Maldini, Filippo Inzaghi, Ruud Gullit, Alessandro Nesta, my manager, the current coach of Frosinone, Clarence Seedorf, Rui Costa, Frank Rijkaard, Kaká, Andrea Pirlo, Shevchenko, Gattuso, Van Basten. Oh my god, I think I've just had a heart attack listing off all those names. A mixture of Dutch and Italian superstars. I'm expecting a few Champions League titles in this video from the Rossoneri. Diego Maradona, not only an Argentine legend, known as the God over in Napoli, and there was just no other choice. We had to place him back over in Naples. We have Stoichkov, Crespo, Nakata, and Fabio Cannavaro over in Parma. If you guys were unaware, in 1999, Parma won the UEFA Cup, which was basically the Europa League. This club have a rich and deep history, so I decided to get the band back together. Emmanuel Petit, who we have transferred over to Monaco, we're starting to move over to France, and Laurent Blanc returns to Montpellier, a club where he serviced the majority of his career. Now, over in Scotland, we have Henrik Larsen, the Swede, was an absolute absolute gun at Celtic, a goal scorer, a goal poacher, Gary Lineker. He's almost as famous as what he's done off the pitch than on it. The Leicester City fan at heart is returning to play his football at the King Power Stadium, and the Foxes have finally gotten a strike partner for Jamie Vardy. The one and only Portuguese legend, we've returned over to Portugal. It's Eusebio, the Benfica centre forward, now 78 years of age, at 89 overall, Barcelona, and there are just names on names here. Luis Figo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Carlos Puyol, George Hagi, Guardiola, Ronald Koeman, the now manager of Barcelona, Guardiola, the ex-manager of Barcelona, and just so many of these icons have both played and managed their clubs. And trust me, boys, El Clasico is going to be the game of the year, because look at all these legends for Real Madrid: Butragueno, Raul, Hugo Sanchez, Roberto Carlos, Fernando Hierro, Zinedine Zidane, of course, you can't forget him. Ronaldo, we had so many options for him. He could have gone on Inter, Milan, Barcelona. We have the Flying Dutchmans, Patrick Kluivert, Johan Cruyff, both making their gargantuan returns over at Ajax. Icons in their own right. Now over in Brazil, it is some South American flair that we've decided to bring back to their boyhood clubs. We have Botafogo's Garrincha, and of course, Pelé is making a comeback to Santos, where it all began. Carlos Alberto also joins him over at Santos. John Barnes making a return to Watford. A lot of different options for him, but I just decided to go with the club he has served the most time at. He might have a mission to bring the club back to the Premier League. And Socrates, yet another Brazilian playmaker, he'll be making a move back to one of his former clubs, Fiorentina. Riquelme makes the move to Boca Juniors despite them being unlicensed in FIFA. And talking about unlicensing, Juventus, Piemonte Calcio have recouped the likes of Michael Laudrup, Pavel Nedved, David Trezeguet, Gianluca Zambrotta, Roberto Baggio, and Alessandro Del Piero. I think I need to take a breather. Let that sink in, lads, because that is one lengthy icon list right there. Holy moly. Just quickly, I forgot to mention Fernando Torres, brand new icon for FIFA 21, and he's returned to Atletico Madrid. I'm not quite sure how that's going to affect the experiment, but I'm sure some madness is going to go down. Here we go. Here is how the Premier League shapes up, with Liverpool taking their crown once more with the likes of their icon additions. Stevie G, who finally secures a Premier League medal at Anfield. Man United, with all their icons returning, still only managed a third place finish. Chelsea over in fourth, and it's Spurs and Leicester missing out on Champions League football. The Arsenal Invincibles reuniting over in North London, and somehow, someway, they haven't improved on last year's positioning. Over in 8th, that is just dreadful. Shearer has dragged up Newcastle to 11th, and West Ham's top half of the table finish. You've got to thank Bobby Moore for that. Over in the relegation zone, it is Brighton, Leeds United, and Southampton facing the drop. Hey, JJ Okocha with Bolton, he's managed to gain promotion to League One, and that is one step closer to the Prem. It's John Barnes, Watford gaining automatic promotion up to the Premier League. The Hornets are back, and this time they've got an icon in their ranks, so keep an eye out on them in Season 2. An all-out icon battle at Wembley. It was a 2-1 win as they secure the English double, and over in the Carabao Cup, in an iconless battle, it was Spurs to take it home at 3-1. Bayern Munich win the UEFA Super Cup 2-0. Fernando Torres faced his former side in Chelsea and won his club, Atletico Madrid, the Champions League title. The Spanish outfit finally getting the job done in the big dance as they defeated the likes of Barcelona. Right here in the Europa League, it's Diego Maradona's Napoli winning European silverware, winning 3-1 against Atletico Bilbao in the final. Premier League top goal scorers, we have Sadio Mane finishing on top with 29 goals, but Leicester City's Gary Lineker with 23 in 38 matches. Some more icon names on the score sheet, with Alan Shearer in 9th position, bagging 17 goals for the Magpies. The likes of Van Nistelrooy for United scored 15, and Overmars for Arsenal with 14. In terms of assists, Gary Lineker and Shearer were the best icons on the list with 6 apiece. In terms of clean sheets, father was better than son in this case, as Peter Schmeichel got 11 in comparison to his son with 9. Monaco up in 4th, and Montpellier in a mid-table obscurity 9th position. Upon Lothar Matthäus' return to Bavaria, it was Bayern taking out the title quite comfortably over in Germany. Icon-packed Serie A sees some of the best clubs fighting it out once more. It's Juventus coming out on top by 1 point against the likes of Inter. Milan I thought would be up there, but only finished in 3rd, and Lazio with their 2 icons take home a 4th place spot. Maradona's Napoli only managing 6th, but they took out the Europa League. Fiorentina have Socrates now in 8th, and Parma secure a top 10 table finish. Over in the Eredivisie, and Johan Cruyff, Patrick Kluivert couldn't win the title as PSV sneak it out by 3 points. Major upset. The same story over in Liga Nos. It's Benfica's Eusebio who couldn't take it home against the new champion Sporting Club de Portugal. They finish on top uncontested. Here we have it, La Liga, Real Madrid win that one. They take it home, 102 points for Los Blancos. They strike first blood against Barca, who are runners up. Atletico Madrid, despite winning the Champions League, they secure secure their Champions League football for next season, finishing in 4th. Vidic and Ferdinand for United, that classic centre-back partnering is back, and Van der Sar is now in between the sticks, taken over to Gea. Liverpool, relatively unchanged, just thrown Steven Gerrard in the mix in that midfield 3. Leicester City, not really opting to use Vardy, choosing Lineker, the new captain for the club. Chelsea are bringing back the old days with Makelele, Lampard, the new captain in the middle, and Drogba leading the line up top. The Arsenal Invincibles have proved an upgrade in every department. Sol Campbell starting in at left back, on returns to the right hand side, and Patrick Vieira, the captain, in the middle of the park. West Ham's Bobby Moore is starting alongside, I'm sure it's Shearer for Newcastle United starting up top. No, he's not even making the starting 11, probably coming off the bench. Monaco aren't even playing Petit right now, and moving over to Montpellier, they are not even playing Blanc. Lothar Matthäus over in Bayern though, he's making the starting 11, the new captain, 88 overall. Fiorentina opting out of using Socrates in that midfield 4. Inter barely utilizing their icons, actually none at all making the starting 11, surprising from Antonio Conte. Miroslav Klose and Gabriel Veron are going to be stalwarts in that Lazio starting 11. The Eagles have utilized their services like it's the old days, and it's completely new look Milan squad right now, with Kaká playing in that number 10 role, Van Basten's up top, Maldini returns at left back, Baresi, Nesta, Gattuso in the middle of the park. They're spoiled for choice really. I'm sure they got some more firepower on the bench. Here in Naples, it's Maradona not even making it into the starting 11 surprisingly. Parma, despite their mid-table success, have decided to bench their icons surprisingly enough, and Juve have pulled through with Trezeguet's partnership with Ronaldo up top, Zambrotta and Nedved on the wings. Cruyff's benched, and only Patrick Kluivert can make the Ajax starting team. In Portugal, we see Benfica not even using Eusebio as a starter. Barcelona, they probably need their icons right now in the state of turmoil they're in, but they have stuck strong with their starting 11. Meanwhile, Real Madrid adopting a similar mentality, not reaping the rewards of their new icons. And last but not least, here were your Champions League winners. No icons in their starting team. It's Torres off the bench to cause a real goal scorer and impact. If you remember a couple of videos back training players into former positions, I was actually alerted down in the comments below that players over 40 don't ever decrease in career mode. I don't even know why that even happens or who actually even knows that, but yeah, that was something I was unaware of and people kept telling me, so that's why players that were 70, 80, 90 years old weren't even decreasing in that save. So the same is going to happen here. The only difference is there are a couple of 30-year-olds in this team, so if we sort it by age, we've got Fernando Torres, who is going to decrease as he's 37, Michael Essien, Vidic, Petr and Kaká, or within that 30s range. So I'm expecting major decreases to their overalls and stats until they hit the age of 40. From my knowledge, no clubs have actually invested in any icons, deciding to purchase normal players, nor have any icons just completely left their teams. And to the first season, compelling to say the least. Let's see what kind of carnage Season 2 is going to throw at us. Season 2 has come and gone, and it looks like the un-icon teams are going to succeed in this one. Man City, I'm controlling them, but they've come out on top. Liverpool with their icons couldn't go a three-peat, and Chelsea managed to scrape by into the top 4 positions. United still continuing to struggle. No title pushes from them, and Arsenal, I don't even know what to say right now. They're doing worse and worse every year. Gary Lineker's Leicester in 7th, Bobby Moore's West Ham sitting in 8th, and Alan Shearer has fired the Magpies up to 11th. Getting relegated is Fulham, Nottingham Forest, and Huddersfield. Oh, and Barnes has kept Watford in the Premier League. Good on him. Liverpool took home the FA Community Shield, winning 5-4 on penalties, so they have some silverware to celebrate. Man United finally getting a hold on some silverware. In the FA Cup, they take it home 3-2 against Everton at Wembley. Oh my god, over in the Carabao Cup, Bobby Moore has solidified his legacy, returning to West Ham, and they have taken down Brighton 2-1 to take home the Carabao Cup. UEFA Super Cup saw Maradona's Napoli win 1-0 against Atletico Madrid, the Champions League winners last year, and the brand new champions in the UCL are going to be PSG. They win it 2-1 against Barcelona, and it continues to be this trend of the less icons in your team, the better. Europa League saw an iconless fixture with Spurs and Sevilla battling it out, a 4-2 victory for the Lily Whites. To add more flames to the fire, we have some World Cup action going down in 2022. Those are all the countries that have qualified. We'll see who takes it out at the start of Season 3. It's almost like we've forgotten about him at this stage, but in League 1, have Bolton survived with JJ Okocha? No, they finished in 23rd. Back down to League 2 they go. In League 1, Champions League winners and French champions PSG finish on top. Monaco with Petit finishing 6th, and Montpellier with Blanc back in the back line, only mustering up a 9th place finish. The Bundesliga sees Bayern dethroned and Lothar Matthäus losing out the Bundesliga title to Dortmund. Right now in Serie A, I told you they were going to succeed succeeded this experiment. They just had too many icons not to. The Rossoneri win their first Scudetto since 2011. Piemonte Calcio runners-up. Maradona's Napoli making up for the lackluster season 1, and Inter's icons also manage a 4th place finish. Lazio down in 6th. They've dropped. Parma Fiorentina managing to reach the top 10. Cruyff and Kluivert make sure they win the Eredivisie this time round as they take it home at 94 points on top of the table, invincible. Eusebio with Benfica in Liga NOS has done exactly the same, ensuring a dominating campaign this time round. And our final contest to check up on, it is Real Madrid this time, winning it out, doing the three-peat with a helping hand from an abundance of icons. They come out on top by 3 points. Barcelona in 2nd, and Fernando Torres with Atletico just happy to finish in 4th. I'm pretty sure I forgot to check the Scottish League last year, but you just know Henrik Larsen is bossing it. Celtic coming out champions by a lengthy margin. Still, not that I'm aware of any icons actually moving about. It seems like no clubs are really interested in them, despite their low values and the bargains. They're just too much of an age risk right now, and I guess a player in their 40s, their 50s is not going to be on a club's radar. They're going to be staying at their former clubs for the entirety of this video. He's almost 40, but he's down at an 82 rating, and Nemanja Vidic with a downgrade sitting at an 84. Petr Cech now down to an 81. That's just plain disrespect. And Kaka is back at an 86. Top goal scorers in the Prem, we've got Stevie G with 20 goals in 37 matches from midfield. We've got Overmars and Van Nistelrooy, the Dutchman, killing it for both United and Arsenal. Gary Lineker with 13 goals to end off his campaign, the same number as Drogba with Chelsea. No real standouts in the assist category, with only Overmars making 7 for Arsenal. Arsenal have a front 3 consisting of Ian Wright, Overmars, and Pepe, Vieira, and Pires in that midfield too. How are they struggling? Campbell at left back. This is going to be the biggest mystery of this video. Watford utilising Barnes to their full capacity at Camden, our 86 rated captain. Alan Shearer is going to be the main striker for Newcastle. Monaco utilising Petit in their backline finally as a centre back, and Montpellier with Blanc nowhere to be seen. Mateo still maintaining his captain and starting 11 positioning in the team, as Socrates finally makes the midfield for Fiorentina. Oh, there you go, and brand new strike partnership with Samuel Eto'o and Vieri. That has got lethal written all over it. Finally, we've got Cannavaro, the captain, at an 87 centre back, and Stoichkov leading the line, the Bulgarian hitman. Puyol is the only icon worthy of getting into that Barca starting 11 somehow. Oh no, we've missed out on Rivaldo in that centre attack and midfield spot, replacing Messi. Real Madrid have implemented the likes of Zidane into that midfield 3 and has got them the formula to another title. Oh my, season 2, you do you, but we've got a World Cup coming up, and I can't wait to see what kind of results we get given on the world stage. Season 3, best believe it won't disappoint. Here we go, the World Cup news for 2022, and the icon team of Brazil have come out on top. Edison, their key man, apparently. The South Americans become world champions. They take home the title. They win it in stunning fashion against England 3-1. It's not coming home. It's Italy and Belgium finishing in that 3rd place match 2-0 to the Belgians. Taking a look at your world champions, how many icons did they actually use in their team? Only Diego Carlos at the back. They stuck to their young guns and the next era of Brazilian talent, and the golden generation pulled through. 3rd season with the icons at their former clubs is finito, and Liverpool win yet another Premier League title. It was a close call as Chelsea 1 point behind them, missing out on the title. Spurs and Leicester finish in the top 4. Gary Lineker has dragged the Foxes back to Champions League football. Man United in 5th. Arsenal again, just mid-table mediocrity. The Gunners have just completely flopped in today's experiment, and West Ham up in 11th. Newcastle in 13th. Barnes has kept Watford in the Premier League for 2 seasons now, and it's West Brom, Leeds, and Brentford getting relegated. Over in the Community Shield, it was Manchester United again winning these meaningless trophies in a Manchester derby. They take out the FA Cup 4-1, so it looks like in the cup competitions they were dominant, and the Carabao saw an icon battle between Liverpool and Arsenal. The Merseyside club taking down the Gunners 3-1. Champions League winners, and Liverpool have won the Prem and the Champions League in Season 3, taking down Juventus 1-0 in the big dance. Gerrard coming back out of retirement to win the Premier League and a European Cup once more. Clutch victories all around, and in the Europa League, we'll check up on the final. It's Atletico who won both the Champions League and the Europa in today's experiment. 3-0 against Dortmund. Fernando Torres wins another trophy. Top scorers in the Premier League include Ian Wright with 20 goals, Gary Lineker scoring 18 with the Foxes, and Overmars again, just a consistent performer for Arsenal, 16 goals in the season. Gerrard scored 15 as well. In League 2, it's Bolton getting automatic promotion in 2nd. JJ Okocha takes them back up to the 3rd tier. Ligue 1, it is PSG, again, French champions. Not much is going to change there, but Montpellier with a rapid improvement. Laurent Blanc has pushed them up to 5th. Bayern reclaimed their throne on top of the Bundesliga table with an astonishing win. No one came close, and Matthäus gets his hand on another piece of silverware. It is AC Milan retaining their title. It was a major push. Despite troubles from Juve, only 2 points behind them, Inter in 3rd, and Maradona's Napoli in 4th. Fiorentina with Socrates secure a 6th place spot, and for the first time, Lazio with no European football to look forward to. No champions this time around for Ajax as they're in 3rd. Kluivert and Cruyff failed to deliver success again. Eusebio's Benfica forced to the hands of Braga this time on top of the Liga NOS table. I'm pretty sure we all know Celtic have just been killing it over in Scotland. Henrik Larsen, the Swede, bagging goals for fun, and Real Madrid 4 years running. Barcelona can't compete. Los Blancos on top of La Liga with 96 points. Liverpool take home the title for the 3rd time in this experiment. Premier League glory once more. United and Chelsea finish off in the top 4. Man City runners up. Spurs and Arsenal fail to qualify for Champions League football yet again. West Ham, Leicester, and of course Newcastle still sticking out in the Premier League. Barnes, ever since he brought up Watford, they've just maintained their position, and it's Burnley, Fulham, and Stoke City getting relegated. No real surprises in the winners of the FA Cup and the Carabao. Liverpool take home the FA Cup, and Chelsea with a 1-0 win in the London derby. The Champions League victors see Barcelona defeat Atletico in an all-Spanish affair. The icon encounter, Barca always going to be favourites. Fernando Torres unable to do the double in this video. And over in the Europa League, Ajax with one final glory with Cruyff and Kluivert. They take it home 1-0 against Schalke. JJ Okocha managed to get Bolton all the way up in 11th of League One. I feel like a fool checking the Ligue 1 table because it's always PSG on top, of Monaco finish in a top 4 position. Montpellier back down in 10th. Normal programming is resumed as Bayern crowned champions of the Bundesliga. And over in Serie A, which I feel like was the most open in terms of who could win the title, it is Inter for their first win since 2010. The Nero Azzurri on top with 91 points, and their closest contenders, Milan, a good solid 8 points away from them. Okay, something's gone wrong here because how have Parma been relegated? Finishing in 19th with icons, that has got to be off the script. In Real Madrid's pursuit to dominance, they have just taken over Spain in spectacular effect. On top again, it's pretty much the exact same carbon copy top 3. We couldn't finish off the video without showcasing the international tournaments, as in this season it is both Euros and Copa America year. France take it home against Germany in a 5-goal thriller in the final 3-2, and Brazil, they won the World Cup. They've done it again continentally, winning the Copa America in what was an enthralling 1-0 victory over Uruguay. Le Bleu victorious in Europe, and England knocked out in the semis. Call that a group of death. Group B, Spain, England, Italy, Portugal. I would do anything to see that group in action. How is that even fair? Your final look at the icons 4 years in. Of course, a lot of them have retired, some are missing, some have even been in the free agents that we're going to cover, but yes, a lot of them have hung up the boots yet again, not once, but twice in their careers. And the ones that are still going, they've maintained their high-class baller level of skills. It's been a compelling situation. We got Laurent Blanc still at Montpellier, Gary Lineker still going strong at Leicester. Barca have held on to 2 icons, also like Real Madrid. Kluivert approaching 50, and it's Carlos Alberto at Santos. He's nearly 80. Petr Cech is officially a free agent at an 81 overall, 42 years of age. It's a much shorter list than we started with, but these are the lads have stuck it out for the long run. Arsenal have lost basically everyone besides Sol Campbell at the back. Stevie G is retiring at the end of this season, and it was a successful return. If you guys did enjoy that one, return their icons to their former teams. Make sure you go ahead and smash that like button down below, hit subscribe, turn on those notifications for more regular FIFA 21 content coming at ya. We're on the road for 100k before 2021, so all your support is appreciated down below. As always, I've been BCHD, those have been the icons in career mode, and I'll catch you guys in the very next video.